that, hold on, I think there's a problem with my video. Okay. I think there was a problem with the video. So this might have started a new video on my phone. We're going to find out. I'll give it a kind of a second as like a transition. This is fun, guys, right? Okay. So either the video continued or this is a new video. I guess we're going to find out. I'll find out when I'm done. I think I'm almost done with this PowerPoint anyway. So you might have 2 videos for this lecture. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so childbirth. But I mentioned this in class before about how often the first few months for human babies, it's called, like once they're born, it's called like the 4th trimester. Essentially kind of getting at this idea that we're not really fully developed, like compared to other mammals. Now, is this purposeful or is it just a result of the fact that we're bipedal? Like I said, this is very complex. There's a lot going on, but just kind of understand like the general idea conceptually that bipedalism and childbirth, like those things are completely related. So the next slide 30. So then the question, like, why did we become bipedal? There are so many different hypotheses. In reality, it's probably more than one specific thing, but it could be one thing. And it's definitely, like, there are many ideas, so we'll talk about some of these ideas. So next slide 31, energy efficiency. So if you see here from the pictures, basically this is getting at the idea that if you're a quadruped versus a biped, the way, like the amount of calories you burn is different, how efficiently you move and burn those calories is different, the sun exposure is going to be different, like, so it's getting at how efficient, like if you only have a certain amount of calories a day and you don't want to expend all those calories, maybe bipedalism, well, we know some of the research showing that bipedalism actually, it's more efficient. So that could be one of the reasons. Next slide, ecology. So this is getting at this idea that, millions of years ago, right during this transition period where we would have gone from quadrupedal to bipedal, and we have, our hominid lineage since our split with chimps, there was a lot going on ecologically. The resources were changing, landscapes were changing, some places were, decreasing, like forests were decreasing, grasslands were expanding, maybe the type of terrain or the resources were changing, so we had to kind of adjust to that in terms of like how we were moving about to access those, how we were moving about to hide from other predators. Could be. And the next one, diet. So this is just kind of related to the ecology one, looking at how are we accessing certain resources? Would we have to be on 2 limbs to be able to access them better? Did walking on 2 limbs then free up our hands for carrying food, for carrying infants and food? Like, think about that. And then the last one, slide 34, sexual selection. So we definitely talked about this before with females and hidden ovulation, that because that we're bipedal, like it completely shifted how, like the exposure of our genitals as females to males, they can't see it the same way that you could if we were quadrupedal. So, and we talked about all the different strategies in sexual selection and counter strategies, male versus female, because we have hidden ovulation. Males cannot tell when a female is ovulating, when a human female is ovulating. So this is related to bipedalism. Maybe this was part of the strategy. Like I said before, it could easily be a combination of many of these, 1 or 2, but just know that there are many different ideas for why we transitioned to being bipedal. And that's slide 35, which basically says that's probably a combination of those things. Okay, so anyway, I guess I'll find out in a second whether that was 1 video or 2, and I'll post either 1 or both. And hopefully this all continues to go well, and hopefully you guys are watching these videos. I'm definitely spending a lot of time making them, and also the whole process behind the scenes. And like I mentioned before, please feel free to email me, post in those discussion groups. I'll make another discussion thread for this PowerPoint and this lecture. And today is Wednesday. Unfortunately, these videos take forever to post, to upload. So this will be up later tonight, Wednesday. It'll be up by this evening, and you'll be able to watch that. And I'll post the next one on Monday. I'm going to try to post them the same days we had lecture. Like I said before, I might end up doing a live streaming. There are pros and cons to it, so I'm not sure. I'd like to, but it really depends on how many of you are going to participate or not. Anyway, but this will be the fallback if nothing else. So, like I said before, feel free to email me, message me about any questions you might have about this or any of the stuff I talked about before. And I will, I guess, see you guys from my apartment next time. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.